Quick question for you. How often do you get tempted to do little things that maybe you're not supposed to? Those little desires that you know in your heart you're not supposed to do them, but the little pleasures that they're going to feel good at the time, but you're probably going to regret them later on, whether it's the same day or later in life. Now, most people are tempted to do something like this throughout their day. This is just a fact. It's a fact in life. There's always these temptations that are just popping up in our head, and it's that just random thought in the middle of your day that you're like, I don't know how that got there, but it sounds good, but it might not be the right thing to do. And these temptations are always coming at us, so we need to know how to overcome them. And again, most times the temptations are desires that are going to hurt us in the long run. They're going to feel good at the moment. They're the quick pleasure, but in the long run, we're going to feel guilty about it. So to overcome it, we have to be able to overcome it if we're not going to fall into its trap. So how do we do that? Well, it's simple and challenging at the same time. So the simplicity is that all we have to do is acknowledge it. And most people think, if I push it away and don't think about it, then I'll overcome it that way. Well, that's not the case. In reality, the more we push something away or try not to think about it, the more we're going to think about it. So when we have a temptation or desire that we know we shouldn't do, we need to acknowledge it and just bring it up, whether we're bringing it up in our heart or you have a trusting friend that you can tell, just bring it out to the open. Acknowledge it and say, okay, I have this temptation. It's or I feel it the most in this certain situation. So once you acknowledge it and you can tell when you feel it the most and what situations kind of bring those temptations on, you can start to avoid or work your way around and through those situations. Now, obviously, the easiest way to overcome it is to avoid that certain situation, but in some cases this isn't always possible. So at that point, you need to be able to just know that you're going to be tempted, and it's just a fact, and you have to know how to get through it. So if you get put in that situation, then you have to, if you have a friend that knows about your temptation and knows that you're trying to do something better, then you tell them about it and they can kind of reinforce you. If not, then you're going to have to be strong and trust God that He's going to give you strength, because He will if you ask for it, that you're going to get through that situation. So as you move forward and you are working on overcoming the desires and temptations, remember that the more you push it away, the more it's going to pop up. If you acknowledge it and get a plan to overcome it, then you'll be able to overcome it. So until next time, acknowledge your temptations and keep working.